Hello friends, in today's video, we are going to tell you about 12 countries where British not allowed. As of 2024, there are no known countries that have outright banned British citizens from entering solely based on their nationality. However, travel restrictions can vary greatly due to political reasons, diplomatic tensions, security concerns, public health crises, and other factors. Instead of a complete ban, certain countries may impose stringent visa requirements, limit entry for specific reasons, or advise against travel due to regional conflicts or disputes. It's essential to recognize that international relations and travel policies are subject to change and can be influenced by a variety of issues, including diplomatic disputes, sanctions, and security measures. In this video, we will provide you detailed analysis of 12 countries where British nationals may face significant entry restrictions, difficulties, or advisories due to the prevailing political, security, or health conditions as of 2024. So let's start with first country. Number 1. North Korea. North Korea is one of the most isolated countries in the world, with stringent controls over who can enter its territory. British citizens, like most foreigners, must obtain a visa in advance, and travel is usually only allowed through approved tour operators. The UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO, advises against all but essential travel to North Korea due to the unpredictable security situation, strict entry controls, and the risk of arrest and detention. Diplomatic relations are also minimal, which limits consular support for British nationals. Number 2. Iran. Following heightened tensions between Western countries and Iran, British citizens may face difficulties obtaining visas. Diplomatic relations between the UK and Iran have been strained for years due to disagreements over nuclear policy, human rights issues, and regional conflicts. In some cases, British citizens have been detained and accused of espionage or undermining national security. The FCDO advises against all travel to certain areas of Iran and against all but essential travel to the rest of the country. Number 3. Syria. Syria remains one of the most dangerous countries in the world due to its ongoing civil war, terrorist activities, and unstable political situation. British nationals are advised against all travel to Syria by the FCDO. The UK government has limited ability to provide consular assistance in Syria, and foreign nationals, including those from the UK, have been targets of kidnapping and violence by various armed groups. Number 4. Libya. Libya has been in a state of conflict and instability since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. Various armed factions controlled different parts of the country, leading to a chaotic security situation. The FCDO advises against all travel to Libya, and British citizens may find it impossible to obtain a visa or safely enter the country. The UK does not have an operational embassy in Libya, limiting its ability to provide assistance to British nationals. Number 5. Yemen. Yemen is engulfed in a prolonged civil war, with severe humanitarian consequences and a complex security environment. The FCDO advises against all travel to Yemen due to ongoing armed conflict, terrorism, and the threat of kidnapping. Entry into Yemen for British citizens is extremely challenging, and those who enter without authorization may be detained or expelled. Number 6. Afghanistan. Following the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan in August 2021, the country's security situation has deteriorated, with reports of human rights abuses, targeted attacks, and widespread instability. The FCDO advises against all travel to Afghanistan. The UK does not recognize the Taliban government, which complicates diplomatic relations and affects British nationals seeking to enter or remain in Afghanistan. Many foreign governments have closed their embassies, further limiting consular support. Number 7. Russia. In light of the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, and subsequent sanctions and diplomatic expulsions, British citizens face significant entry restrictions when trying to enter Russia. The FCDO advises against all travel to certain regions of Russia and against all but essential travel to the rest of the country. Russia has implemented visa restrictions for citizens of countries it considers unfriendly, which can include the UK. The security situation for British nationals has become more precarious, especially with heightened scrutiny and potential detentions on political grounds. Number 8. Belarus. Belarus has aligned itself closely with Russia, especially in the context of the Ukraine conflict. The FCDO advises against all travel to Belarus due to its support for Russian military operations and the potential for arbitrary enforcement of local laws against foreigners. British citizens may find it difficult to obtain a visa, and those who enter the country could face arbitrary detention or other legal issues. Number 9. Myanmar. Since the military coup in Myanmar in February 2021, the country has experienced significant political and civil unrest. The FCDO advises against all but essential travel to Myanmar due to the volatile security situation and the risk of detention or arrest of foreigners. The military government has been known to arrest and deport foreigners, including British nationals, for perceived anti-government activities or statements. Number 10. Venezuela. Venezuela is currently experiencing severe economic, political, and social crises, which have led to widespread shortages of basic necessities and a collapse in public services. The FCDO advises against all but essential travel to Venezuela due to the risk of crime, civil unrest, and the potential for arbitrary detention of foreigners. British citizens may also face difficulties obtaining visas due to strained diplomatic relations between the UK and Venezuela. Number 11. Saudi Arabia. While Saudi Arabia generally welcomes business travelers and tourists, it has strict entry requirements and laws that must be adhered to. The FCDO advises against all travel to certain regions of Saudi Arabia due to terrorism and security concerns. Additionally, the country enforces its laws rigorously, and foreigners, including British citizens, can be detained or expelled for actions deemed disrespectful to the country's cultural or religious practices. Number 12. China. China's relationship with Western countries, including the UK, has been strained in recent years due to political disputes, human rights issues, and trade tensions. While British citizens are not banned from entering China, they may face stricter scrutiny, delays in visa processing, or denial of entry based on political grounds or previous statements deemed unfriendly to the Chinese government. The FCDO advises caution when traveling to China, especially in regions like Xinjiang and Tibet, where security measures are heightened. While there are no outright bans on British citizens entering any country solely based on nationality, a combination of political tensions, security concerns, and diplomatic disputes have led to significant restrictions and advisories for travel to several countries. British nationals planning to travel to any of the aforementioned countries should remain informed of the latest government advisories, ensure they have the necessary documentation, and be aware of the risks involved. It's always advisable to have contingency plans and be in touch with local embassies or consulates for support if traveling under challenging circumstances. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like it. We'll see you in the next video.